After a mass shooting, the question is always, how will a community recover? Las Vegas is entering uncharted territory in the weeks, months, and years ahead as we try to put 1 October behind us. To get an idea of what might lie ahead, we traveled to Orlando, Florida, where a man with terror connections killed 49 people. Tonight you'll hear from survivors and first responders in Orlando on their recovery, the unexpected bonds that came, the challenges that lie ahead, and their advice to us as we begin the same journey.
You can tell a lot about what a person has been through their eyes. These eyes witnessed one of the worst shootings in modern history. A grandmother of 4 out for the evening with her son at a popular Orlando nightclub. The SWAT commander on the scene of the shooting at the club. An ER nurse whose training took over even as rumors of a gunman inside the hospital swirled. Perhaps these people thought it could not get worse. Then 1 October happened.
When we heard the shots, at that moment, just hearing it from the TV took me back to Pulse.
This is the Pulse nightclub today. Inside, some lights are still on, but the club remains closed. A memorial surrounds the building where people continue to pay respects, leaving flowers, photos, and messages for the 49 killed.
If you could sum up the messages in one word, what would it be?
It's love. Just love. You know, that love conquers hate.
Even though the attack targeted a LBGT club, Terry DiCarlo told us one of the keys to recovering was that it didn't matter it was a gay club. Everybody viewed it as an attack on all of Orlando.
I'm talking gay, straight, black, white, red, yellow. I have never seen Baptist, Christian, Muslim. I've never seen a community come together so cohesive in a matter of hours than I did that morning.
I'm a strong individual. We are strong individuals. You know, if it don't break us, it just makes us, right?
India Godman knows something about not breaking. Sure. She was working as a paralegal on the 97th floor of the World Trade Center South Tower on 9/11. 15 years later, she and her friend Adrian Lopez were inside Pulse, along with her son, when gunfire erupted. Their message to 1 October survivors, counseling is key to moving forward.
You're able to express it, you're able to cry, you're able to scream, you're able to curse, you want to hit on a pillow, you know. Whatever you have to do to just let it out, just let it out, don't hold it back.
You're still gonna think, what if? Walking down the street, what if? The what if is gonna be running in their mind for a really long time, so it's gonna take them a process of, I'm gonna be okay, I made it out, it wasn't my time, and it's not gonna be yet.
In our interviews with Pulse survivors, first responders, and mental health workers, here are some of the things we learned about recovery.
The process is going to take time, that there's no easy timeline that anyone can follow and say, this is the day that I'm going to be completely free of this.
Time freezes. You can lay your head down tonight and wake up in the morning and you think it's 9 in the morning, but really it's 2 in the afternoon. Or you can just go on through your week and you remember it's Monday, but really it's Saturday.
I overextended. I was trying to do too much and I ended up with a heart attack after Pulse. In fact, this past April.
When we come back, the people who everyone called heroes not only saved lives, but saved themselves.
We continue our report on how a community recovers from a mass shooting.
We traveled to Orlando, Florida to find out how the city healed after the Pulse shooting. Earlier, you heard from survivors. Now, the first responders.
When I walked in, there was just people everywhere, patients in the hallway. You could tell there was something different about what was happening.
Steve McMicken was called to the ER at Orlando Health just a few blocks from Pulse. They took in 44 victims, and if the victims had vital signs, they survived. The message to Las Vegas first responders is the same they got the morning after Pulse.
One of the very first phone calls that I got was actually from the chief medical officer at Aurora, Colorado. They were 5 years out after the theater shooting at the time of the Pulse tragedy, and they said, we are still going through this. You need to be aware of that.
In the wake of Pulse, Orlando firefighters say the job is no longer just about fighting fires. They now arrive at emergencies with bulletproof vests.
This is an evolving age for us as the fire service, as first responders and law enforcement.
District Chief Brian Davis was the commander at the scene of Pulse. Here's what he wants Valley firefighters and paramedics to know.
You get wrapped up in really the adrenaline of the moment for the first couple weeks, and then after that you start coming down off of that high, and that's where really the pressure starts to mount, because you're going to get a large amount of scrutiny over everything you did.
There are flags and banners reading Orlando United. People here say it isn't just a slogan cooked up to make them feel better, but an operating philosophy for any city scarred by mass shooting or terrorism.
Whether it was the LGBTQ community or the African American community or the Hispanic community or the Muslim community, we had great relationships before that. And so I think that allowed us to get through Pulse. I don't want to say unscathed, but it allowed us to recover a lot quicker than some other cities might.
The city will move on. Your city will grow from this. Our city sure has. And just know that there are people who have gone through what they have gone through that are here and that care and can help.
Pulse survivors tell us to be prepared to be re-traumatized by the next mass shooting just as they were on October 1st, and to pay it forward when it happens.
I send my love to Vegas, Orlando strong. You know, we're trying to reach out to you guys. Anything we can do, just hold your hand, cry with you, be a listening ear. That's what we want to do, and it's going to get a little better. And you shut your eyes, try not to think about that dreadful moment.
After the Pulse shooting, Orlando health workers brought the National Stop the Bleed program to their city. It's a monthly training course to teach citizens how to stop serious bleeding in victims. Doctors say just buying bleeding victims a few extra minutes can mean all the difference.